I admit that I may have been lonely. I know that loneliness can produce bolts of hot pain, a pain which, if it stays hot enough for long enough, can begin to simulate or to provoke, take your pick, an apprehension of the divine. This ought to arouse our suspicions. The half circle of blinding turquoise ocean is this love's primal scene. That this blue exists makes my life a remarkable one, just to have seen it, to have seen such beautiful things, to find oneself placed in their midst, choiceless. I returned there yesterday and stood again upon the mountain. But what kind of love is it, really? Don't fool yourself and call it sublimity. Admit that you have stood in front of a little pile of powdered ultramarine pigment in a glass cup at a museum and felt a stinging desire. But to do what? Liberate it? Purchase it? Ingest it? There is so little blue food in nature. In fact, blue in the wild tends to mark food to avoid, mold, poisonous berries, that culinary advisors generally recommend against blue light, blue paint, and blue plates when and where serving food. But while the color may sap appetite in the most literal sense, it feeds it in others. You might want to reach out and disturb the pile of pigment, for example, first staining your fingers with it, then staining the world. You might want to dilute it and swim in it. You might want to rouge your nipples with it. You might want to paint a virgin's robe with it. But still, you wouldn't be accessing the blue of it. Not exactly. Do not, however, make the mistake of thinking that all desire is yearning. We love to contemplate blue, not because it advances to us, but because it draws us after it, wrote Goethe. And perhaps he is right. But I am not interested in longing to live in a world in which I already live. I don't want to yearn for blue things, and God forbid for any blueness. Above all, I want to stop missing you. This is a series of excerpts from Maggie Nelson's Bluets. I have been reading this in conjunction with On Being Blue, a philosophical inquiry by William H. Gass in preparation for today's deck. I have been eagerly awaiting Rose Bay Tarot's latest oracle deck, and finally at last it's arrived in the mail, and my preparations have served me well because it's time to get to know and meet this beautiful oracle deck. At the end of this video, I'm going to include an oracle deck spread for this deck specifically that you may like to work with if you are called to purchase the deck or if you already have it in your collection as well. The name of this oracle deck is These Blue Bones, an oracle by Rose Bay Tarot. So here is the box itself. And here it says, These Blue Bones, an oracle. And here it says, by Rose Bay Tarot. This is an independently created and produced deck. I purchased my copy on Make Playing Cards. I did purchase this deck myself. I was not sent the deck for review or unboxing. And I will put the link in the description box down below. I do know, at least my understanding from last time I was on Instagram and checked out Rose Bay Tarot's page, which was a few days ago because I'm not really on social media right now as far as, browsing or anything for myself. So I could be incorrect about this. But my understanding is that she may be considering some other publishing options as well for those who are in different areas of the country or who also are looking for a specific type of cardstock or a reduced shipping fee. But I will put the link to where I purchased this deck in the description box down below. And yeah, I know this one's going to be special. So we're going to unbox it together, and then I am going to, of course, draw a card for us as well. So just give me one moment. Sometimes the shrink wrapping is a pain in the butt to get off. All right. Ooh, the box itself feels like a really lovely paper. A nice heavy weighted paper. It is matte with the shrink wrapping off. I'm so excited, guys. I have been eagerly awaiting this. Oh. So here is the card backing. And this is the size of the cards in my hand. It is a large deck, so it's like this. And I will give you, for reference, here is the Darkwood Tarot, which is pretty much a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith size deck. So as you can see, larger, but it's a really nice Oracle deck size. This is actually my preferred Oracle deck size. It's not as long as Softest Shade, so if that deck was a bit difficult for you to work with for your hand size, this is shorter than that. But here is the backing and the sides. All right. Which, let's just a moment for aesthetic, please. I knew it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Okay. So no guidebook. And I intend to work with this completely intuitively as I do all of Rose-based decks. So, and I knew I'd love you. Baptized in fire. Oh my God. Bearer of ruin. Beautiful repair. There may have been a few different cardstock options, but I'm quite happy with this. It's a typical playing card stock quality that I would expect, and it is a flat matte, which I'm really enjoying for the different shades of blue. Oh my goodness. That was bedroom. This is beloved. Blooming in the dark. Breaking bread. Buried. Broken china. Oh. The chalice. Child wound. City is my church. I love everything about this, just visually, the font, the feel, the kind of hazy nostalgia, this sense of longing and a desire that's almost dry or cool in its nature, even though it's bumping up against a color we often associate with the water, isn't it? Cornerstone there. The cross I bear. Oh, I love this. Oh my God. I cannot wait to use this for personal journaling, for daily card draw practice, for clarifying tarot, and for creative storytelling. The Crossroad. This is one that I want to write a poem for each card. Cup runneth over. And that's how I'm going to get to know this deck. So I am going to have a journal dedicated entirely to this Oracle deck. And it is a blue journal. So, so that I can connect with creating my own guidebook, which is one of my favorite ways to get to know a deck. And it's so effective. the deep dark there, detachment, the devil. These type of decks made by artists who are able to really craft and create completely in alignment with the way that the muse speaks to them. These type of decks are where it's at for me now. It's really hard at a mass-produced level to kind of equate and connect with this same energy. It's so beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. Rose Bay, you knocked it out of the park, and I knew that you would. Dream space there on UE. I knew as soon as I saw the imagery that Rose Bay was teasing for us online that this was going to be one of those decks that I have out all the time, that I constantly work with. Outside of black and red, blue is one of my most favorite colors, and I think it's a color that we can so easily connect to emotion and to memory and to a time and a place. And so ephemeral is the name for that one. A fish hook and open eye. Because of that, I think that there's a way we can feel a sense of connection to blue. Fishing the subconscious. The fog. I love this one. Fruit of the dead. The garden. Oh, look at the use of that yellow there too. Oh my God, this next card, Genesis. Oh. The beauty too to see the growth in Rose Bay, you know, as with each deck, we see her hone her craft, but also each deck is so uniquely itself. And so the evolution from softest shade to here is just so joyful to connect with, and given freely here. It's so exciting to have another beautiful spiritual piece of art from Rose Bay here for us to work with. And I really feel like she's read a part of my soul with this deck. Look at this one. Oh. And the title of that one is Hands in the Soil. Hauntings in the Walls of My Mind. Hindsight. A Heavy Heart. This reminds me of like Nan Golden or photography like that. And I love this use of photography in the imagery. It's so, it just pulls in that sense of something you're reaching for, but as soon as you touch it, it flows out of your hands. It actually reminds me of, if there were an album I would pair this with, at least at first glance, it would be The Cure's Wish album. And the way in which in that album, sonically, you feel this sense of every time you just grasp the tendrils of the personality of the album, it slips through your fingers. And so you're almost just, you're reaching, and there's such a sense of longing and such a desire for connection. And I think I really feel that with this sense of it's slipping through your fingers, and you're attempting to define it as it's doing so. And there's such a sense of memory and a feeling of being haunted. Feeling of being haunted. Ignite was the card title there. Indefinable Hunger. The In-Between, Liminal. I think there's also this sense with this deck of solitude, time spent alone, and reflection and reverie within that space. And that I've predominantly been searching for that in an oracle deck too of late, because as I get older and I'm in my moments when I'm not working or being, you know, focused on mom responsibilities, there is a sense of solitude being a companion and a friend. And I feel like this deck is very beautifully holding that space. So I spend all my time in puddles. I miss the ocean. It would be so sweet. Joy. I like the spaciousness in the imagery too. There's still a layered effect, but it's not too intense, the kiss. It gives you space to feel and to, again, create your own memory bank with the imagery. Languish. Licking wounds. I don't have an exact card count. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't know that that's really necessary, is it? I think this deck is an experience, so I'd like to stay in the experience and not start researching card count number. But it is a deck with some heft to her. But I love that there is so much of a story here. I like that it's not condensed to a small number and we get to really go for it. Light in the darkness there, listless. The locked room. Loose ends. Oh, look at this one, guys. The medicine. Melancholia. Midnight City. The monster you feed. Oh, I love this one. The old gods. Open heart. Open wound. Personal tonic. Perspective. The poison. The profane. Providence. Quiet rage. Reclaim. I love this one. Restore. Restriction. You know, it's a very similar size to the Ritual Tarot, which is a beloved size in a deck for me. So I'm actually really happy with this, the size of the cards and the feel of them in the hands. I'm really happy with it. Rest these weary bones. Oh, I love this one. Revelation. Oh, reverence with the hands. Righteous rage. Rituals. The rose and her thorns. Oh my God, I can't wait to use this with Death Doula Oracle, guys. The sacred. Seen. Oh, that one's beautiful. Sensuality. Shedding. Shrapnel. The Sibyl. Sight to behold. The Snake. Sound of settling. Speak. Spiraling. Still I linger. Still water runs deep. Suffocating. Talking to the moon. There are no sweeter words than this. Nothing lasts forever. Oh, this one's gorgeous. Thread. To the stars and beyond. True mirror. Unheard. Unspoken. The way out. Weight of the world. Holy in peace. A wish in the dark. Wistful longings. Worship at your altar. Love that one. You and I will always be back then. This reminds me of some of my favorite Knocked Loose songs, which always give me this feeling. Your love like nails in my feet. And the final card, which I feel a throwback here to Softest Shade, is your princess is in another castle. Wow. I knew it. I knew it was going to be a profound deck for me. And I think it's one that you'll either feel it or you won't. It is an investment, but it is completely self-produced and it's totally unique. You're not going to find anything like this anywhere else. So that being said, let's draw our first card together. I am in love. I think you can tell. I want to cry. I want to write and write for hours. I want to craft ritual for this deck. I want to sit within that space with this deck. I cannot wait to work with this deck. It's very much going to be a magical deck and an integral and essential part of my collection, but also my work, my walk, and my own personal practice. So for all of us together, the card drawn is Child Wound. An affirmation here that this connection to the haunted energy of the past is an invitation for us to look at an aspect of ourselves that may feel gagged or restricted, boxed in, not allowed to express herself fully. The encouragement with this pull feels to be an affirmation to allow this child within you to express herself. To express herself from a perspective of artistic expression, but in such a way that it's messy and like waves rolling in and pulling back out. And that in that messiness, we are allowing this child self to breathe again. And we're allowing ourselves to feel again, to feel something we may have hidden away a long time ago. But by getting messy in the process of expression, we are reawakening to and reclaiming for ourselves. There's a doorway to step through that allows our own unfolding and unfurling to happen in a very freeing way. Very, very special unboxing today, guys. As I said, I will put the link to purchase this in the box, in the description box down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have her and if you're going to get her. In just a moment, I'm going to share a card spread that I've crafted to get to know this oracle deck, these blue bones, and that you may like to use as well. And if you are drawn to work with this oracle card spread, the positions for the spread itself are also listed in the description box down below. The spread is called the Meeting Spread. It is a 7-card spread that you can lay out however you would prefer. And it is meant to assist you in getting to know how these blue bones is going to work specifically and personally for you. Card position number 1, what feeling do you unlock within me? Card number 2, what sense of nostalgia are you connecting me with? Card number 3, what do I discover within that space? Card 4, what yearning do you reveal to me? Card 5, what hidden aspect of myself do I uncover from this revelation? Card 6, how can I best grow and share a journey with you? And the final card, card position number 7, the first step in building a working relationship with the deck. What secret are you whispering in my ear? Card positions are again listed in the description box below. Thus, just as seeing blue involves a comparison between longer and shorter wavelengths over the total visual field, being blue consists of a set of comparisons too. And just as it is necessary for me to have the right visual equipment, good light, and easy distance, an appropriately unpreoccupied mind, etc., simply to see in the most ordinary way, so I must be able to receive reports from all of my senses, estimate the character of my mental calculations, like Schopenhauer's genius, deepen toward the origin of every signal, shed prejudice, overcome any number of threatening neuroses before my feelings, like my eyes, can be trusted. But this only means that feelings are much more complex than sensations by themselves, though by themselves they do not exist. What does? And consequently, that more, much more, can go wrong with them. Oceans of love.